Hello guys, welcome back to GRAZYTV. Now I know in every single video I say the story is the most craziest and bizarre that I've heard, but it seems like the more research I do into different cases, the notch just goes higher and higher. And today's case is one of the most bizarre things that I've ever heard about, and I'm just so baffled and I don't have any words on how some people could get away with the sickest things and how people fall for this as well. That's how scary sometimes the world is. So today's story is going to be about a real-life Korean Cinderella and Prince Killer Charming. Well, technically I shouldn't say killer because the story is unsolved. Before we get started, I look so edgy today. Yes, I had to color my bang. These earrings are out of this world that I found. Like I just felt like a sexy, edgy Gemini angel today. Also, a quick word from the contact lenses that I'm wearing today from Hotbug Christine, and they are our sponsor for today's video. I am wearing the Rock and Roll Christine, the blue version, and you guys, this is one of the brightest contact lenses that I've ever worn. I've seen Hotbug Christine all over social media, and I've always wanted to try them, so I'm so excited that they sent me some lenses to try. These are so comfortable, and I'm not saying this just because they sent me these lenses. I actually forgot I had lenses on today. That's how comfortable these are. I'm an artist myself, so I love it when brands take time to create some beautiful art into their brand. 3 things that I look for in contact lenses: natural, comfortable, and bright. I have some link and a discount code for you guys so you guys can save some money, and thank you Hoppa Christine for sponsoring today's video. This is another story that I got from 그것이 알고 싶다, my favorite Korean documentary. Remember the video that I did on the pretty face psycho, the female version? Well, I say he is the male version of this, the Prince Charming version. This story is going to really show you guys that looks definitely can sometimes be deceiving. This case is about a 29-year-old at the time, Lee Bang-yeon female. She's often called the Cinderella in this case. The general story about Cinderella, growing up in a poor environment, she didn't have much, yet she made Prince Charming and her life just changes. It was said that Miss Lee grew up in a very poor family, but she worked very hard for herself. She studied well and she eventually went to college and graduated, and then she was working at the dentist at the time. The family and her friends describe her as very hardworking, kind-hearted, and she cared about others before herself. Not to mention money again was always tight in her family, and as she grew up she still had some money troubles. At the time she also had a hard time paying for her apartment bills. She also went to church, and this is when she met her supposed love of her life, Prince Charming Alex Choi, in 2009. People described Alex as someone that was really tall, handsome, and a lot of females were interested in him because he just had this like really appealing face. Again, his face was never revealed to the public, so honestly we don't know what he looks like, but apparently he was like the ladies' man. Ladies loved him. Not only that, but he came from a very wealthy family. His family lived in New York, Manhattan, which is like a whole dream city for a lot of people. His family had a real estate business, and in Korean people called him 재벌. 재벌 means the son of a wealthy family. He told people that he also graduated from Yonsei University, one of the top universities in Korea. He said he also worked at a stock/finance company, and he was studying to get his MBA. The two fell in love, and it was like Miss Lee was Cinderella. I mean, she grew up in a very hard working yet very poor family, and now she meets a 재벌, a wealthy son, and then now she's about to become like the true Cinderella. 4 years later, Alex proposed to Lee, and they wanted to move to New York together to start a new life. Now unfortunately, throughout their relationship it was said that Alex's family did not like Lee because she was from a poor family, and they knew that, and Alex's parents always wanted him to marry someone that was a lawyer, a doctor, someone that came from a close background to Alex's family. This might sound a little harsh, but it's actually true in a lot of cultures and a lot of countries. A lot of families do not want their daughter or son getting married to someone that has a really like unbalanced background in their family. She loved Alex, yet she knew that she was kind of unacceptable to his family. So Lee did lie a little bit about her background. She kind of had to in order to get accepted by Alex's family. Alex though still loved Lee, and he decided to go forward with the marriage, and they got a ticket to go to New York on January 24th, 2013. Although their family didn't agree, Alex said, hey, let's just move to America and maybe that'll just convince and force my parents to like you. Although she was leaving everything behind in Korea, she trusted Alex, and Alex said he will take care of all the financial responsibilities from school, house, everything. After all, he is super wealthy, right? So the day before she was supposed to fly out to America, she visited her mother's small restaurant to say final goodbye. She told her parents that she will not be able to contact them for a while, about a month, as she needed to adjust to her new life, get things ready, get along with Alex's family, and also get a new cell phone in America. Fast forward, it's been about a month since Miss Lee contacted the family. Father said she was always good with keeping in touch, so he did not understand why she still did not contact them. So what happened to Miss Lee? And starting here is when the story just gets really bizarre. So the family decided to go to the Korean Immigration Center and to see if the plane took off and where she was. So when they went to this center, they actually said Miss Lee never left the country. They took this case to the police, and the police started looking for clues on where Miss Lee could be. Did she run away because she had some pressure from the family, Alex's family, and she all of a sudden decided to back out from the marriage? Now, there was one clue that surfaced. The new owner of Miss Lee's phone kept getting odd messages. In Korea, there's an option when you use your credit or debit card. Automatically, it sends a text message to your phone showing how much you've spent. So this new phone owner kept getting messages that someone was using Miss Lee's credit card. Lee's card use started from January 31st, 2013, 7 days after Lee was supposed to be in America. The credit card statement said 3 a.m. convenience store, 5 a.m. taxi, 8 p.m. taxi. Most of the card use was actually for taxi at very late times, and there was also charges for bars, motels, and clubs. Family at first possibly thought that maybe Lee ran away, cut off everything with her family because she was so upset, and maybe she was just drinking a lot. I don't know. The CCTV that they were first able to access was the convenience store at the time that Lee's card was used. And they found someone on this CCTV footage, and it wasn't a female, it wasn't Miss Lee, it was a male. And it happened to be the Prince Charming Alex. So Alex was the one using Lee's card all this time. So police asked for an interview with Alex, and Alex says that he broke up the night before that they were supposed to move to New York. Lee threw the engagement ring, she got really mad and ran off, and he said that was the last time he's ever seen her. In regards to using Lee's card, he casually said, I thought I'd pay back her later. Police says that when they were interviewing him, he had no remorse, no emotions, and it seemed like he really didn't care about her. It was also reported that a month later, Lee was reported missing. Alex went on a vacation with another woman in Singapore. The documentary crew interviewed the lady that he went to Singapore with, and she explained that she thought she was his girlfriend and that they met each other in 2012. Police did some more digging and found that Alex actually had 4 other girlfriends at the same time. Police did some more digging and soon found out the story that Alex was telling all his girlfriends was a complete lie. He did not even ever have the plane booked to New York. And they said he was actually not even planning to move to the US at all. And this was one of the reasons why Lee decided to break up with Alex the day before, because she found out that he was just all full of BS. Another clue was that the day before they were supposed to go to America, at 12:48 a.m., Alex changed his phone numbers. He also threw away Lee's suitcases and the items she packed to move. He literally got rid of everything. Another weird thing is, why would Lee leave her stuff there? Maybe she just got really angry and just left and thought she would come back and get her stuff. Then 4 days later, it was recorded that Alex went to a specialty knife store. A store that sells specialty knives for chefs, collectors. This is not an ordinary knife because it was expensive. This was a $300 knife. This is a knife used for sashimi fish cutting. He told the police that the reason why he bought the knife was for self-harm and that he wanted to kill himself because he was dealing with depressions for a long time. Experts say that usually people who do harm themselves with knives, they usually use a shaver or they use a utility knife, not a sashimi knife. And if someone do decide to purchase a sashimi knife other than chef reasons, it is most likely used for attacks. It was soon revealed that Alex also did not come from a wealthy family. He also did not attend Yonsei University at all. He apparently attended a local college but only studied 1 year and dropped out. His job was a lie. He never went to a stock finance company. Him fighting his family over Lee was also a lie. That never existed. His family never lived in New York, USA. His family did not own a real estate, and he has never been to America in his life. Alex was actually unemployed. They said that he worked sometimes gathering recyclable items just to get by. He also lied about his last name, which wasn't Cho or Che, but his last name is actually Chung. He told the police that he was studying to work as a government employee job, but he never even took one test, so that was probably a lie. Police were able to finally conclude that he was just a big frauder. Everything he said in his mouth was a lie. Police say also every single woman, these 4 women, all fell for his wealthy lifestyle. And at most times at these dates, the female would pay for the dates, but to not get caught, he would buy them expensive gifts at like specialty days like Valentine's, on their birthday, Christmas, things like that. First of all, it's a mystery even how he even got the money to buy them expensive gifts. And apparently he gathered the money from different girls that he was dating. He was asking them for money and he was using that to buy other girls items. Like, this scam is going crazy. Like, what? Going back to the investigation, according to Alex, the reason why he changed his number that day was because he did not want Lee's family contacting him and blaming for the breakup, so he just did not want to be annoyed about. The reason why he threw her stuff away, he says, is because he did not want his father to see that he had female clothes in his house. In regards to the knife, he said that his father took the knife and got rid of it, so he doesn't know where it is. Police asked him for a lie detector test, and he did take the test, and the questions included, did you kill Lee? Do you know where Miss Lee is? And every question, he failed the lie detector test. His excuse for failing the test was that he was depressed, he was on medications, and that this test was unfair to him. And I believe you cannot use lie detector tests as one of the hard proof evidence. I think it's supporting but not an evidence. In the interrogation, most of his answers regarding Miss Lee was that I don't remember. He said I don't know so many times that the police actually asked him, let's go to hypnosis therapy, and he refused the hypnosis. Another clue surfaced, and that was a rent-a-car that Alex borrowed from January 24th to 26th. Remember, he was supposed to fly out on the 24th. He claims that he only went to the mall, which is 14 miles back and forth altogether. But the rent-a-car shows that he used the car for 26 miles total, which means that there's extra 12 miles missing. Regarding this extra 12 miles, Alex said, I don't know, I don't remember. Police searched his house, but unfortunately they came back with not much. Also, the CCTV around his house where he could potentially have an evidence, the file was over the expiration date, so they actually did not even have the CCTV footages. Due to the lack of evidence, the court was only able to charge Alex with fraud, and he served 2 years of sentence. He already did his sentence and he's already released now because it's been quite a while. Theory number 1 is that she ran away. Maybe she cut contact with everyone because she felt embarrassed that she just went to this hole for 4 years. Which is unlikely because they said that there's no evidence of Lee using any of her like insurance. Like if you went to a hospital or if she was seen somewhere, there's no evidence of that. Theory number 2, did she harm herself? Maybe she was so devastated that everything was false. She just quit her job, she told her whole family, and now this is all false. So maybe she fell into deep depression and did something herself. Theory number 3, which is the most plausible, is that Alex had something to do with the disappearance of Lee. From the knife, from the rent-a-car, I mean, he had to do something, and the fact that he failed the lie detector test, yeah. The last thing is that it's hard to believe anything Alex says. Anything he says in his mouth is a lie. Unfortunately, Miss Lee is still reported missing till this day. It's been 7 years and there's still no answers. Until there's a body, some kind of hard evidence, and until Alex confesses something because he was the last person to see Lee, this case might just be a cold case, and we don't want that to see happen. I want to know what you guys think happened to Miss Lee. Do you think Alex had something to do with it? If he did, what do you think has really happened that day? Some people say that it's either that he's a really good liar, or these women are also very naive and they didn't see any of these signs. If you want to support my channel, hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I reply to all my early birds. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a magical day.